All right, 5.1, angles. So we are officially in trig for like the next 3 chapters. That's the wrong book. Same color. Wrong book. So, we aren't doing everything out of this section, but we are doing things that are important for you to know. So to start with, perform each calculation. Let's see. Convert each angle measure to decimal degrees, if applicable, round to the nearest thousandth of a degree. So we have 82 degrees, 30 minutes. And we need this all written as degrees. So minutes, just like our minutes in an hour, there are 60 minutes in a degree, and then there are 60 seconds in a minute, or 3,600 seconds in a degree.
What is a minute?
Well, it's in your notes. Tori's got it.
Do you understand it?
Just shake your head and say it. I'm just kidding. Okay. Okay. Let me just give you this conversion. So there are 60 minutes. I can't spell. In 1 degree. There are 60 seconds in a minute. Or 3,600 seconds in a degree.
How many seconds?
3,600. It's the same amount of seconds in an hour, in case you wanted to know. It's just 60 times 60. Gonna highly recommend you watch this video.
Can you hear us? Will you hear us?
Yes, that's why I just made sure the mic was turned on. Well, he's not listening right now.
No, but he will eventually.
Yes, anything you say can and will be used against you.
I'm not worried about Josh.
Okay, so the degree part, we just leave. But I need to convert this minutes part into degrees, okay? It's gonna convert to decimals. So the conversion factor is we take this and we put it over 60. So however many minutes we have, we put it over 60. So 30 over 60, we should know that without having to type that in.
2. 1.5, I mean.
Yes, 1/2. So 0.5. So this is equal to, we just add this decimal onto the number of degrees that we have. So our answer is 82.5 degrees.
So what are we trying to figure out when we see that? Just like...
It says to convert each angle measure to decimal degrees, which basically just means like we're going to have a decimal in the degree instead of... Because it's probably a little bit easier for you to understand 82.5 degrees versus 82 degrees 30 minutes.
So
Yeah.
is that like an actual thing?
Yeah.
So basically when we see 30...
You're not making this up?
No, I'm not making this up.
So when we see like a 30...
I promise you it's in the book.
When we see the 30, we can already like recognize that's going to be 0.5, like a half. If we ever see 30. And then
Well, yeah, 30, because 30 over 60 is the
and if
half.
it's 60 minutes, it's just going to stay the same.
Well, if it was 60 minutes, you wouldn't even see it because it would just be another whole degree.
Okay. And then 50.
Right now we're going this way. Eventually we're going to also go the other direction. Usually this isn't seen until pre-cal. So you're getting a little bit of a jump on next year if you take pre-cal. Okay, let's try another one. 56. 133 degrees, 45 minutes. So we take the 45 minutes and we put it over 60. And I need that as a decimal.
0.75.
So that's going to be 133.75 degrees. $60. 38 degrees, 42 minutes, 18 seconds.
Okay.
So we're going to do each piece individually. So again, 38 stays, we disregard it. 42 we put over 60. And we're going to get that decimal. Then I need to get the decimal for seconds. So that's going to be 18 over 3,600.
0.005.
So now we add those two decimals together, which is going to be 0.705, and we add it on to the 38 that we had to start with, so it's going to be 38.705 degrees. Not as bad as it sounded like it was going to be. All right, one more like this. 64. 165 degrees, 51 minutes, 9 seconds. I don't really know why they write it as 09. You can just write it as 9, but... All right, so 65 stays. We do 51 over 60. What is that? And then we're going to do the 9 divided by 3,600. So then just add it together. That's 165.8525 degrees. Okay. Now we're going to do the opposite. So they're going to give us this decimal number to start with, and we are going to convert it to degrees, minutes, seconds. We're doing the opposite. So now instead of dividing by 60 and 3,600, we're going to be multiplying. But we're not really going to ever multiply by 3,600 because if there's more decimals, then we have to, like, basically we start with minutes, and then from there, then we do seconds. So it'll already be converted to an extent. So, let's see. 66, 46.75 degrees. So just like before, this 46 part is going to stay. We're just dealing with the 0.75. So we take 0.75 and we multiply it by 60.
Oh, wait.
Huh?
45.
So that's going to be, come on, 46 degrees, 45 minutes. Let's see. 68. 174.255 degrees. So again, 174 stays. I'm taking this 0.255 and multiplying it by 60. And if it's a decimal, just give me like 2 decimal places, I guess. All right, so 13.5. So this is now in minutes, okay? But I can't have decimals here, so I'm going to multiply this 0.5 by 60 again to get seconds. So now this 13 stays for the minutes. 0.5 now gets multiplied by 60 again. And that's 30 seconds. So my answer would be 174 degrees, 13 minutes, 30 seconds.
Is there any, do they do like milliseconds?
We won't do anything out like past. Normally we would just stop at seconds. And so like if it's seconds, if it's still a decimal, which I don't know if one we'll do in a second we'll have that or not, but if it's still a decimal, you round to the nearest whole second. We don't leave any decimals in these answers.
So like that, if it was 13.5 seconds, it would just be 14 seconds?
Yeah, we would just call it 14, just normal rounding rules. Let's see if this next one will, I don't know if it will or not, but 76, 122.6853 degrees. So 122 stays. We multiply 0.6853 by 60 to get our minutes. $41.118, is that what you said? Okay. So that's in minutes now. The 41 stays. So I take the 0.118 and multiply it by 60 again for my seconds. So we're going to call that 7 seconds. Okay, we're going to round it, normal rounding rules. So the answer will be 122 degrees, 41 minutes, 7 seconds.
And what's the time for? Is it just...
Well, it's not really time. It's like a part of a degree. Like 1 minute is like 1/60th of a degree.
Wow. So like...
Most of the time we're going to end up using decimals. But sometimes they give you things in that to be more like precise about it.
Oh, it's just kind of like your what's called your coordinates. They're like coordinates.
Sort of, yeah. Like some of the word problems that this book is gonna have with trig, because we will do trig word problems. They're gonna give it to you and like they're gonna say like at an angle of 1 degree 7 minutes. So you're going to need to convert it because you don't know actually what to do with something in minutes. We're going to have to convert it too.
So are we gonna use this?
In word problems, yes, the conversion part especially. Not so much the conversion from decimal to this, but the first conversions we did, yes, you will have to use it some within the word problems. Not like a ton. Like I don't typically try to pick those, but like maybe one or two of them, just for you to see like how it's relevant. So, let's see. All right, find the angle of least positive measure not equal to the given measure that is coterminal with each angle. So coterminal angles are just equivalent angles, but they are like separated by 360 degrees. So essentially all we have to do is add or subtract 360 to find coterminal angles. So like in pre-cal, it'll tell you find like one positive coterminal and one negative coterminal angle. These ones want the least positive one. So 78, 86 degrees. So all we have to do is add 360, and that's our answer. $446. 82, negative 98 degrees. So again, add 360 to that, or do 360 minus 98 if you're typing it in.
262.
Now, if I end up with one like this one, 90, and I will tell you some of these are like in degrees and minutes, but we're not going to do that part because, anyways, it's just excessive. 699 degrees. I want the least positive coterminal angle, so that means it's basically got to be smaller than 699. So I'm going to be subtracting now to try to get down. I have to be basically between 0 and 360 degrees, more or less, when I'm going down the opposite way. So minus 360. 339 degrees. Um, 92. 1,000 degrees. So I'm going to subtract 360.
So, but wouldn't that still be bigger than 360?
It is, but so I'm going to have to do it twice. So this would be what? 640. So then I'm going to do it again. Basically, you keep going until if you subtracted 360 again, you would be negative.
Oh.
Is like kind of the better way to think about it.
So, 72.
Huh?
Not 72. 272.
No. 280.
280. My math wasn't mathing for a second.
All right. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not doing that part. All right, that is all we're doing with this section. There's one more thing sometimes I do, but you don't really need it for pre-cal, so we're not going to do it. Okay, let's see. 55, 59, 67, 75, then 81, 85, 89, and 91. I was going to be kind of mean and give you 5,280 degrees and make you find the least one, but I'm not going to make you subtract 3,600 that many times, 360 that many times, so I'm not going to give you that one. But basically, you would, if I did, you would just keep subtracting until you get down there. So, yeah. Tomorrow, we are going to learn the unit circle. Okay, it's got 66 things on it that you will have to know. Huh? No.
Is that the like pie?
It looks like this. Filled out. Yeah, you're gonna have to memorize it.
I don't understand the ones outside the circle. Like the points, the like.
Have you had it taught to you before?
Yeah, but I missed the first day.
Well, don't miss tomorrow.
And last year I moved